This is pretty exciting. I know that there is a higher you and a higher me that is connected through our bodies, and I'll tell you why. Because for every left, there is a right. For every up, there is a down. For every X, there is a Y. For every male, there is a female. The yin and the yang are black and white, and you need opposites to create contrast. So your higher self is the contrast to you. You operate here in the physical, in one dimension, and you do all the physical things. Your higher self operates in the non-physical, black and white. So your higher self operates in the non-physical and communicates with you so that you can operate in the physical. And when your nervous system is dysregulated, you get cut off. You can't feel your higher self. Have you ever gone to a leadership conference or you've done any trust exercises where you're blindfolded and somebody has to walk you through the forest? They have to tell you where to step. They have to tell you what obstacles are coming up. And if they don't explain it right or you don't hear them, then you trip and fall on a branch. Well, that's how it is. Your higher self is trying to communicate with you because it is a dimension above you. Dimensions that are above you can see you, but you cannot see them. And I'll give you an example. An ant is walking around on the floor in one dimension. You're not anywhere near the ant, but you're making noise and you're rumbling the ground, and the ant can feel it. It knows it's there, but it can't see it. But you can see the ant. And you may be, as far as the ant's concerned, somewhere near, somewhere far, because it can't tell. It can only feel the ground rumbling. So your higher self is sitting in a dimension above you, trying to communicate with you on how to play the game, on how to move. And when you are dysregulated from fear and from the hard level, which is childhood trauma, anxiety, stress, and everything that's going on in the world, and you're stressed out, that's what they want. That's what the game wants. That's the hard level. Because when that happens, it makes it incredibly hard to connect to your higher self and then create the reality that you want. And I know that there is an opposite of you, not just because of black and white, but because in nature, you also have X and Y chromosomes. You have a cell that splits in mitosis. In theology, the Greeks always told stories to understand themselves. And there's a story that I've loved since I was a child. That's why this is my reality. That Zeus split a soul in half and made them wander eternity looking for each other. I always took that to mean some romantic thing. Like, oh, I'm going to find my soulmate or whatever. It's not your soulmate. It's you. Mitosis splits the cell. Eggs split in the womb. It's you. When you look at math and you look at quantum physics, this is a math-based world. When you look at the X and Y on a graph, it is a one-dimensional plane, X and Y. But when you put a Z down the middle, it suddenly becomes a 3D image. Your higher self is the Z, and the X and Y are the plane of existence, of the physical. We are the earth. We are the universe. You can look at a torus field and a toroid field that comes around the human heart, and the torus field or the radiation belt that is around the earth. It's the same. And if you take a graph of an X and Y and then you put a Z in the middle, suddenly it becomes a 3D graph. And if this is a simulation based on ones and zeros or a hologram, the basic building blocks for it are going to be a graph and math. And X and Y are two variables in algebra that you can assign any value to. So you and your higher self are the X and Y with the Z building this reality. because X, Y, and Z are all variables that you, when you're doing math, or as the observer of your reality, assign any value to it. Any value. So think of reality being created with X and Y and Z variables that you and your higher self are supposed to assign values to, so that you can get the outcome you want to the equation that you're building. And if you're not connected to your higher self, then you're assigning values to X, Y, and Z. And the equation's not coming out because your higher self is a dimension above you in the unphysical, the non-physical. And it's trying to communicate with you so that you can have the direction you need to create reality in the physical. That is the X, the Y, and the Z variable. So, if you had any doubt as to whether there was a higher self or a soul, or if this is a simulation and you're trying to play the game and figure it out, or if I'm a witch or a bruja or whatever, I just related to you your higher self, your soul, your mind, your spirit, and your body in the 3D using theology, science, nature, and math.